Hi, this is Steve from the Field of Mars Environmental Education Centre. Today I'm going to show you a little slideshow that will help explain some of the state of biodiversity in our country and pretty much how we can actually look after it. Now, if you've never heard of the term biodiversity, it was something that scientists came up with a couple of years ago, and it's a word that's used to describe the variety of animals and plants, so the species that you find in an area. And one of the things that we want to do is we want to just emphasise how important the biodiversity is on our little country, or more so, how important it is on our planet. Because the animals and plants that we find on our planet, you just can't get them anywhere else. And in particular, when you start looking closer, places like Australia have really unique and very diverse biodiversity. In fact, the vast majority of the animals and plants that live here, you can't find anywhere else. And that includes fantastic things like our rainforests, our woodlands in the Blue Mountains National Park, the brilliant desert areas or the semi-arid areas which have the greatest diversity of reptiles anywhere on the planet, our wonderful alpine areas, to one of the world's most wonderful places, which is the Great Barrier Reef. And in each of these places you get enormous diverse amount of species which help to actually make up the importance of these places. Things like our trees, the invertebrates on the last slide, to the mammals like our numbats in the dry areas, to our lizards, to our quolls, the amphibians, the wattles, our marsupials, the wonderful birds, and of course our beautiful things like our beautiful ringtail possums. All of these help to make our country really unique. And one of the sad things is we have changed our entire countryside, and because of that, these changes have led to our animals starting to disappear. And the saddest fact is, according to a lot of scientists, at the moment we're losing about 1,000 species a day. The last time this happened was when the dinosaurs started to become extinct. It's not sustainable. And why'd they go? You only have to look at the land management practices over the last 200 years and you start to get a really clear indication of why things have disappeared. And those past actions, they've now led to one of the biggest dangers of all, which is climate change. And really climate change is based entirely on our use of energy, and particularly our use of inappropriate energy, which is things like coal. And obviously as you're burning these products, they're releasing carbon dioxide. This is contributing to greenhouse gases, which is making the world a little bit hotter. There's implications for people, but for lots of our animals who are really intolerant of changes in temperature, they're going to be in trouble. So what do? One of the ways our government's trying to tackle this is they're building vegetation corridors. And often what they'll do is they'll pay farmers or they'll pay landholders to actually plant out vegetation corridors, which is essentially little patches of bush that join bigger patches of bush. And one of the reasons you want to do things like this is it gives animals a chance to move around. This animal, which is found in the Field of Mars Reserve, if our reserve wasn't linked to any other reserves, it would have no chance of being able to move around. So by having little patches, as the temperature changes, our species can move safely from one patch of the bush to the next till they find somewhere appropriate to live. So I guess the key message here is, apart from changing your energy patterns and what you're doing for global warming, one of the key ways of looking after biodiversity is to protect their habitats and to provide additional habitats. And one of the best places to do that is in school grounds. After all, these are the things we want to protect. Once they're gone, it's nearly impossible to bring them back, and I think they're an essential asset that we need to look after. Thank you.